Welcome back, you beautiful people. Yes, I'm still out here in the African sun, and yes, I'm still here at the House End Bike Park, which is situated behind me, and I'm here to give you a few tips on how to master that fun hip jump. So let's get it kicked off. Let me explain what a hip is if you don't understand what it is. Basically, you see this kicker? It's going straight, but the landing is facing to the left. So basically, you're gonna have to jump and turn in the air. Right, here's a hip jump, but in a different form. This is in a dirt jump form. You can see the lip is going straight and the landing is facing right. Technique-wise, differs slightly, but let's talk about the technique. Right, let's forget about learning how to do hips out on the trail because potentially you're gonna be going a little bit too fast. You gotta clear a gap and I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna try and make it as less stressful as possible. So, the best place to do it is on a bank. Look at this. So what I've done, I've kicked in a lip right here, basically on this little bank so you can go this way or that way. You go to the right, go a little bit small. Go to the left, you can go quite big. But you can hone in those skills. See, there's no gap to clear, so you can go as small as possible or as big as you want, really. That's a good place to hone in those skills and perfect them. Talking about skills, let's break that down as well. Okay, step number one, the takeoff. I've seen this happen a lot with riders out there. And when it comes to a hip, they kind of just carve off the lip and land completely flat and so far away from the landing as possible because they're carving the lip. What you want to do is ride the lip straight up. You want to go straight as possible and get yourself into the air. Okay, step number two, you're in the air now. What you want to do is drop your inside shoulder, turning your bars as well. Doesn't matter if it's up or down. Preferably on a smaller one, you want to turn your front wheel down and guide it into that landing. As with everything, you've got to spot your landing first. Keep an eye on that landing because wherever you're looking is where you're going to land. Right, step three. So you've dropped your shoulder, you've spotted your landing. Now the rear end. You want to bring that rear end round so you can match that landing. This will happen naturally because you've dropped your shoulder, you're looking, and your hips are naturally going to move outwards. They're going to move out to the right depending on which way you're hipping. So mine are going to naturally move out there, bring that rear end round so you can get into that landing. Right, you spend hours on that bank honing in those skills, perfecting them. Now it's time to take it to the trail. Here's a hip. There's one thing I'm going to tell you is you don't want to start cutting the hip, and by me saying that is because you don't want to go off here and try and make the hip as small as possible and you're carving. It's because you're scared, you're not very confident in your technique. Just go with the flow. Go through the center of the jump. What you don't want to do is carve off the lip. You want to turn in the air. Like I said, you're dropping that inside shoulder, you're letting that hip come out, you're spotting your landing and you're carrying on through. And basically it's going to give you the perfect line into that left-hander and carry your speed on through the trail. Right, the same technique applies to this. This is a step down hip. You can actually ride this one straight, but that's no fun, is it? This is a progressive one because you can go as far away as possible or just go to right there, but you're stepping down to it. But like I said, the same technique applies. You want to move your hips up the top. This is a left-handed hip, so you want to move your hips to the right and turn your bars and spot your landing. And remember to land 2 wheels at a time. You don't want to come in nose heavy or land on your back wheel because you want to guide yourself into that next turn. Right, this is a hip, but this is a big hip. This is Darkfest hip, and it's massive. It's a 6-meter tall lip of a hip. It's 90 degree hip as well, but the same technique applies. Take a look at a few of these clips. Look at me over exaggerating, me dropping my shoulder and moving my hips round. But with the nature of this one, I'm kind of turning away from the hip so I can drop my shoulder even more and then turning at the last minute into that landing. But that's it. The techniques are the same, but it's super important that you go back to the basics, that trusty bank, because I was a beginner before and I learned all my skills on how to ride a hip on a small bank just like that one, and I practiced and practiced for years so I can hit stuff big like this. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to leave you with a few little slow-mos of me hitting this thing, and I'll see you at the next one.